What's up, guys? Richie Rax here with another edition of Richie's Picks. It's Tuesday, so we're officially in week 3 of the NFL season, and I got everything you need to succeed in your weekly fantasy tournaments. I've been crunching the numbers, I've been doing the homework so you don't have to. We're talking about quarterbacks here. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. Do things a little bit differently this week. All right, I'm going to start off with my top dollar play. Now, you guys know I like value. Right? I always try and find someone on the lower end to give me some money to really spend on a top tier wide receiver or running back or tight end. But I also preach playing volume, so I'm gonna have my lineups mixed and matched all different types of ways, and I definitely have this top dollar play in plenty of my lineups this week. The guy's been on absolute fire lately. It's Tom Brady. Okay, he's going for $7,700 on DraftKings. New England's playing at home. They're hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been unstoppable, right? 754 yards, 7 touchdowns through 2 games, 29.9 fantasy points per game he's averaging over those two. He had 59 passes in game 2, completed 38 for 466 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Bills, right? We know Rex Ryan comes up with all these crazy defensive schemes. He was able to shut down Andrew Luck in week 1, but they weren't able to do it to Brady and the Patriots. Now, Jacksonville's got a sneaky good defense, but they seem to play better at home. And currently they're ranked 20th against the pass. So I'm loving Tom Brady this week. If you want to spend on a top dollar quarterback, Tom Brady is the man. Okay, let's get into some of these mid-tier picks now. All right, I told you about him last week. Carson Palmer, baby, $6,600. That started him in a bunch of my lineups. He came through for me. All right, Arizona's playing at home. They're hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Carson Palmer's got 492 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick on the season. He's averaging 25.4 fantasy points per game. San Francisco got lit up by Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. They're currently 26th in the league against the pass, giving up 273 pass yards a game. Carson Palmer is going to keep throwing the ball, and until further notice, Carson Palmer, man, I love him. Love him at $6,600. All right, let's get into a value play that I'm really liking this week. Okay, it's my boy Andy Dalton. Right, Cincinnati is playing at Baltimore. Andy Dalton's going for $5,700. It's a bargain. It's a bargain right there. He's quietly averaging 20.2 fantasy points per game. Now, it is a run-heavy offense, but he's had a solid connection with Tyler Eifert. A.J. Green is always a deep threat. All right, Baltimore has not been great against the pass. It really hurt them when they lost Terrell Suggs. They're not really able to get pressure on the quarterback and get them into, making these mistakes that they normally do. You saw last week Baltimore had that shootout, right, and that upset loss to the Oakland Raiders when they played at Oakland. Andy Dalton, man, 483 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions on the season. He received a lot of criticism in the past for not really protecting the ball and throwing it into danger. He's not doing that this year, not so far at least. And Baltimore's given up 250 pass yards a game. They're ranked 18th, right? So they're in the bottom half of the league. Now Baltimore's kind of in a must-win situation. They're 0-2, so they could come out playing fiery. So it's a gamble. But Andy Dalton at $5,700 has been playing solid football. 20 points per game. I like Andy Dalton. Let's talk about these two. How about that Tampa Bay Houston game? Okay, we got Ryan Mallett for Houston. He's going for $5,000. We got Jameis Winston from Tampa Bay. He's going for $5,400. Both of these guys had a rushing touchdown last week. Ryan Mallett threw the ball 58 times. He only completed 27, but in sheer volume alone, that's a lot of passes. He got you 19 fantasy points last week against a very good Carolina defense. Right, he had 244 yards, a touchdown, an interception, but he had a rushing touchdown. I like that. They haven't really been able to get anything going in the running game over there with Arian Foster out. So if he's going to get the goal line looks, I'm liking Ryan Mallett even more at $5,000. Jameis Winston, same thing. Neither Tampa Bay nor Houston's defense is very good. Tampa Bay was able to shut down Drew Brees last week. That was after Drew Brees sustained some type of shoulder injury. He's had shoulder issues in the past. It seemed like something got aggravated early on in the game, and he just wasn't the same Drew Brees that we're used to seeing. Jameis Winston is averaging 18 fantasy points per game. He's got 417 yards, 2 interceptions, 3 touchdowns on the season. He had 6 rushes last week for 23 yards. I like when my quarterbacks rush the ball. And, this game just has shootout potential. So either one of these guys might go off. And if they do, the chances are not many people are going to draft them this week. So those points are going to go to you and a small percentage of the population who does draft them. And they're going to definitely give you some money to spend on a top tier wide receiver, running back, or tight end. All right, so those are my picks this week, guys. I'm going to keep doing these videos. I got more coming, so stay tuned. I got wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs coming up. All right, if you haven't seen my strategy videos, go check them out. Talk strategy in a few of those, and just give you the breakdown of some different strategies to apply in when you're doing your drafts. Now, if this video helped you at all, go ahead, give me a thumbs up, like it, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Okay, this is Richie Racks. This has been another edition of Richie's Picks. Let's bring that money home, baby.